Welcome to Full Court Fits, the show that takes you around the world of NBA fashion as well as brings you the latest, greatest, biggest news in sneaker culture today. I'm Big Woz, aka Wosny Lambre. Let's go. All right, let's get into Copper Dropping. First up, we got Chris Paul of the Phoenix Suns finding his mojo back on the court. And I'm not sure if it's not because he's going for his hip boomer dad vibe here. Loving the slacks, the pleated joints from Tom Smith. Of course, the leather jacket by Rude. Anytime dads want to be hip, they go straight for that leather. It just makes them feel edgy, like they're in the Hells Angels. All of a sudden, the classic Nike Blazer mids can never go wrong with a blazer with a look like this. I like that Chris Paul is doing a little bit of flash and dash with the leather, but keeping it simple everywhere else. I'm feeling this fit with copping it. Next is Anthony Davis of the Los Angeles Lakers in a Burberry crew neck knit sweater, feeling his joint. I love the all-seeing Illuminati eye. I don't think Kyrie would appreciate that one. AD, of course, because he plays in the NBA, he's contractually obligated to wear a Mary jeans, which, again, whatever. I'm not mad at the accent, but again, skinny and Mary jeans, not very imaginative. And one of the most controversial sneakers of the past, 5 years, the Air Jordan 1 trophy room, the chicanery that went on with Marcus Jordan and the resellers and just how up in arms sneaker buyers were about this entire release. Because we not feeling the way they handled this release, y'all, we dropping this AD fit. Last but not least, we wanted to throw you guys a bit of a curveball here because we wanted to recognize one of our favorite basketball fanatics on the internet, and that's none other than the wonderful, talented, beautiful musician Halsey. She was courtside at the Lakers-Rockets game a few nights ago. Vintage Lakers championship tee, the yellow bandana to match, of course, overalls. Who could forget Oshkosh Bagosh? Your parents were terrible if they didn't have you in those. And off-white fours, you gotta love it. What I love about Halsey is that she has one of the most engaging basketball Twitter accounts of any celebrity that you'll find. I like to believe that it's actually her tweeting and not some PR flack. So we wanted to give a quick shout out to Halsey. The good people over at Adidas unveiled what they're calling the Peachtree Trae Young 1. Of course, this is Trae Young's signature shoe. They're calling this colorway Acid Orange and Team Green, which I'm super into, accented by the Team Green, which you see on the pull tabs. I like that Trae Young is pandering to the hometown folks, calling this the Peachtree version. I would love to know more about how they came up with the colorway and ideas, but I'm really into this shoe. Again, not my favorite silhouette of the signature lines that I've seen this year, but this colorway is something that I would definitely myself rock. I'm feeling this joint. Check this joint out. Be on the lookout.
That's going to be the headline. Donovan Mitchell said he will not settle for less than the conference finals this season. All right, guys, we have two very special guests today here on Full Court Fits. Of course, we're talking about the two-time All-Star, one-time slam dunk champion, most importantly, fellow New York Mets fan, Donovan Mitchell, and his lovely mother, Nicole. What's going on, guys?
Thank you for having us.
Hello, how are you?
I want to tell you a quick story. 3 years ago, I was talking to De'Aaron Fox for an interview, and you came up, and he said, listen, it was great. He was like, I played against Donovan in AU. He was not this freaking good, right? And, it's easy to read that as, oh, he's saying that you weren't that good. I took that as he was kind of marveling at the amount of improvement that you've made in your game. I'm very interested to know what you got in store for these folks this season as far as your improvement and what you've been working on.
Well, first off, that story is very accurate. I was a baseball player when I first met Fox, who just played basketball for fun. And Fox was highly talented as a basketball player. So that's accurate for one. Two, I think the biggest thing, man, is just being more consistent. Obviously, the numbers are great, but we haven't won that's where it's at for me. That's where it means most, because everyone talks about the accolades, MVP, All-NBA. There's so many different things. None of that happens if we don't win. Everything coincides together. But the first thing starts off with winning. And that's being the best teammate, being the best leader, being the best player. We've done something, and it's incredible to be able to have the best record in the league, and that's great. But now, how do we take that next step to be the last team standing? And for myself, it's just being more consistent.
To add to that, the two teams that played in the finals, I don't think they're that much better than the Utah Jazz, if at all, right? So I wonder how that motivates you watching those guys play in the finals, knowing what you're capable of.
This is no knock to the Clippers, the Suns, or Milwaukee, but I feel like if we were healthy, we could have been the last team standing, and I think that was something that was huge. But hats off to the Clippers, they beat us, and then hats off to Phoenix and Milwaukee for getting there. So, at the end of the day, we have work to do. We have job is not finished. We haven't gotten to our end goal, and that's what this season's about. Conference finals. Like that's the goal, and the steps that are needed. We can't skip steps to be the best team in the league.
That's going to be the headline. Donovan Mitchell said he will not settle for less than the conference finals this season. Just to switch gears a little bit, Don, I'm on League Fits. I see what you're doing out there. I see the work that you're doing with Miss Barnett. I'm impressed. You're taking steps in a new direction with your personal presentation and personal aesthetic. Tell the people why you got into this, what made you want to work with Miss Barnett, and, because this is a departure from what you were doing before.
If it was up to me, I'd wear sweats every day. That's just me. Understanding that you are myself as a brand. Clorox is a brand. You represent yourself with what you do on the floor, but also what you wear, what you say, what you speak about. And also the clothes are dope. That she's phenomenal at what she does. She's worked with, a guy I consider my big brother in Dwayne Wade, and that's how we met. My mom's tried to get me to wear certain things, and I've said no. But somehow Kellyanne is, she says this is the fit, and I'm like, all right, this is the fit. I don't know how she does it, but she's got me a pair of Doc Martens, which I never thought would ever happen. But she's great at what she does. And when you think of me, you think of Spider-Man, but think of yourself as a brand, and think about what you wear and what you have in a more mature sense. And that also stands with what we're doing here at Clorox as well.
When they reached out about what you guys are doing with Clorox, I was like, you know what? This will actually be something dope to talk about, because it's not hard for me to believe that what teachers do is something that you're really invested in, having grown up with a mother who's a teacher.
For us, I think the biggest thing was just showing our appreciation to teachers. Whether it's us, it's through Clorox. We want to just continuously show our appreciation, because they're the real superheroes. With Clorox be giving back $1 million to Donor Choose Me, to cover supplies, kids' Wi-Fi in this virtual world that we live in, disinfectants, obviously, with COVID, and also books, because understanding books are expensive as well.
I think in an ideal world, we wouldn't be relying upon a private company like Clorox to be supporting these people who do really was some of the most important work in our society. So I'd really love to know what you, as somebody who's been teaching for as long as you have, what would you like to see us as a society here in America do to support teachers more, to give them what they need in order to, make their jobs at least a little bit easier?
More time off during the week. When you're a teacher, for me to make a doctor's appointment, it's insane. Or to take a call from my kids' teachers, or the littlest thing, to go to the bank. I mean, the things that we take for granted, you're on. When you're in that classroom, there's no leaving the class. You're leaving your kids there. You do it because you love it. So I think more time off and definitely more pay. And they say, they have off their summers. Well, you need the summer to get your, to get your wits back together, because you've been with 20 kids for 5 days a week, all day. And then you have to grade their homework, and then you have to prep for lessons. So there's a lot that goes into it. Teachers making, 6 figures easily.
Appreciate that answer. I mean, I know we could go on for all day about how underappreciated and underserved some of our communities and our teachers are. Thank you guys for coming on Full Court Fits today. We appreciate you guys. Wish you the best of luck with the season and this entire campaign.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And sadly, we've made it to the end of another episode of Full Court Fits. Make sure you subscribe to The Ringer's YouTube page. Of course, put the notification button up. Give this a thumbs up. We're here for you every single Friday. See you next week. I'm out.